My name is Ines. I've been at Google for almost 10 years now. I work in the strategy and ops team for the EMEA region, so Europe, Middle East and Africa, and I'm from Portugal. I've been working in London for 1 year and a half, almost 2 years. Before I was working in the US, in Mountain View, in the Google headquarters, and at some point I decided that I wanted to move back to Europe to be closer to my family. And once I decided to move to Europe, London was kind of an obvious option because it was like the place where I thought I would have like the most opportunities and it would be the best place for me to develop my career. It's very different. So I had very diverse experiences. I started in Portugal, then I worked in Brazil, and then I worked in the US. Very different places, right? When you work in Brazil, the people are very open. It's a very open culture, very emotional, very warm environment, growing a lot, but an emerging market, right? And then I moved to the US, where people are a bit more colder and distant, super focused, super productive. They don't focus so much on personal connections. They are super focused on work, so totally opposite of Brazil. What I find interesting in the UK is that I think it's a combination of both, right? Because I'm very happy to be back to Europe because I think people are warmer than in the US, but not so warm as in Brazil, where that kind of compromises the efficiency and the work that you need to get done. But at the same time, they are super professional. So I think it's the right combination between a warm place where people are super important, personal connections are important, but at the same time, people are very focused on work, on getting things done. So I think it's the great balance between the US and Brazil, where I was working before. Oh, absolutely. My team, I have a team of 10 and only one person is from the UK. One from Brazil, one from Bulgaria, one from Romania, one from Poland, one from the US, one from the Netherlands and me. So only one person from the UK, so it's amazing. Diversity for me is very, very important, right? Especially in the industry we are in. You really need to always be challenging the status quo and challenging each other ideas. So I think when you have different backgrounds, different cultural experiences, you see the same things from different angles. So you can, if you're discussing a topic, you can have all the different perspectives because people are so diverse, and that is great to come up with the best idea, right? If we all think the same way, then you'll probably not challenge status quo and not come up with different ideas, and people will not question themselves and challenge the status quo. So I think it's very, very important to have people with different opinions that are constantly challenging each other to get the best idea and the best output. One of the reasons why people come here is that they are super well received, right? It's not, you don't need to think about, oh, am I going to feel at home or will I feel well in that country, right? So I think if you stop having people from other places and start having a more homogeneous workplace where everyone is from the UK and not so diverse, I think people would not feel so welcome and will stop coming here, and inevitably you'll have less opportunities, and you have this spiral effect where people will stop coming here with money and opportunities and great ideas. So I don't think it would be good for the country. For me, I think less innovation, right? You really need people that think differently to foster innovation and different ways of doing things. And I think if you have a less diverse environment, you'll definitely have less innovation. And in this very fast-pacing technology world, I think the UK will not be at the front of this innovative world.